What's up, everybody? And today we are reacting to the unbelievable power of the AC-130. We watched a video a while ago on the AC-130, quite a while ago actually, and it showed the capabilities of the weapons that are on the AC-130. And I thought it would be wise to watch this video because I got sent it. It's by Tech Vision. I got sent it and got told that it goes into a little bit more depth of the capabilities of the actual aircraft and not just the weapons. That's what I've been told. So we'll watch it, we'll have some fun. It's by Tech Vision. There will be a link in the description. If you ever want to watch these videos without me waffling over the top of it, giving you my input from being a former Royal Marines commando, my beret is right there behind me, then you can watch it without me waffling over with the link in the description. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It always helps with that mysterious YouTube algorithm. 90% of people who watch my videos, just over 90%, are not subscribed. So please subscribe. It would mean a lot. I would really appreciate it. Other than that, let's shut up, let's pop this up, and let's have a cheeky peek.
Is one of the most well-known military aircraft in the world. But have you ever wondered just what it's capable of? Join us in this video as we explore some of the shocking statistics about this powerful airborne machine.
First and foremost, it's capable of some incredible things because it is literally just a flying tank. That's what it is. It's just a flying tank.
The AC-130 is an integral part of the US military and its history, because it has taken part in most major battles and wars since its introduction in the late 1960s. But it has been subject to constant change since then. It was built to replace the Douglas AC-47, which itself was a modified C-47 with guns added to it that fired out of the windows and doors.
So let me just preface this. The reason this aircraft is so good and is still used is because of its adaptability. Now, I know that there's a bunch of veterans that watch these videos, right? We know that adaptability is one of the most important aspects to anything in the military, whether that's boots on the ground personnel like I was, whether that's aircraft, ships, tanks, regular vehicles, anything, equipment, you know, weapon systems, everything. Adaptability is key. So that's why this aircraft has been in combat for so long.
Because of its success, it went on to inspire the development of other armed aircraft and purpose-built gunships, one of which being the AC-130. Ultimately, the AC-130 is a heavily armed ground attack variant of the C-130 Hercules, which was a troop, medevac, and cargo transport aircraft used by the military. Its purpose as a long-endurance aircraft makes it perfect for carrying out missions in many situations that it can find itself in. Its airframe is manufactured by American aerospace company Lockheed Martin, but in charge
Lockheed Martin, the ones who've got the UFOs. I've said it once, I'll say it again. They've got UFOs. We all know it.
If its conversion to a gunship is a much more familiar household name, Boeing. It was conceived in 1967, and some of the key equipment included a direct-view night vision telescope which was fitted into the forward door, and an early example of a forward-looking infrared device that was placed in the forward part of the left wheel well. It also featured a purpose-built analog fire control computer. In 1968, 7 further examples went on to be converted into a plain Jane bread-and-butter format. One of these received what has been referred to as the surprise package in 1969, which featured 20mm rotary autocannons and 40mm Bofors cannons.
I like that this video is definitely going into more of the history and the intricacies. The last video I watched was literally just how big of an explosion it can make, which is always great to watch. I watched that a long time ago. You can go find it on my channel. But I like that this is getting to a bit more of the background and the capabilities and stuff like that. I appreciate that a bit more.
Estimated that today's examples are worth around $165 million in build costs and equipment value. In the following years, and indeed decades, various refits and conversions were implemented to keep the planes as current as possible, as well as in response to the acquisition of further aircraft. In 2007, the Air Force Special Operations Command had planned to replace the cannons with 2
Hold on a second. Let's look at that badge real quick. That looks very similar to the commando dagger right there, doesn't it? Looks very similar. I think it pretty much is. That's very interesting. If anyone can tell me why they've got that in there, I would love to know. That's very, very interesting. Which my commando dagger is still in America, unfortunately, because I couldn't get it through customs. So we're going to see if my mother-in-law can get it over here.
Command had planned to replace the cannons with two 30mm Mark 44 Bushmaster II cannons and even began the work on 4 gunships before backing out of the plan and installing the original cannons. This was supposedly due to the Bushmaster's inaccuracy in tests carried out by the Air Force, particularly from high altitudes. A few years later, 2010 saw L3 Communications awarded with a $61 million contract to add precision strike packages to 8 planes.
Yeah, can you do us a favor? Here's 61 million. Can you make it even more lethal, please? That's literally what it was. Please make this just a little bit more lethal. Make it more of an absolute beast. Here's $61 million.
Giving them the capabilities of gunships. The following year, in 2011, $1.6 billion of funding was requested to acquire 16 new planes, in the hope that they could retire 8 aged examples, but this was later declined. That's enough of its history. But what if the AC-130 were to play a game of top trumps? Here are its credentials. The aircraft runs with a large crew of 13, made up of the pilot, co-pilot.
I knew it was a lot because each weapon has a person on it, but 13 is a lot of people, isn't it? 13 is a lot. Very interesting. Pilot, flight engineer.
And navigator. These work alongside the fire control officer, electronic warfare officer, flight engineer, TV operator, infrared detection set operator.
Who's this person here behind my head that just gets stuck in the corner?
Loadmaster, and no fewer than 4 aerial gunners. It measures 29.8 meters in length and 11.7 meters in height. Its 40.4 meter wingspan has an area of 162.2 square meters, while its maximum takeoff weight is 70.3 tons.
Whew.
Power comes from a choice of 2 sets of engines, depending on the model. Either 4 Allison T56A15 turboprop engines, each coming in at 4,300 horsepower each, or 4 Rolls-Royce AE 2100 D3 with 4,700 horsepower.
The Rolls-Royce engines are just inevitable, aren't they? Like, they were on the Lancaster bomber, I'm pretty sure, and they were made here near where I grew up. The engines for the Lancaster bombers during World War II. Pretty sure the Rolls-Royce was part of the Lancaster bomber engines. I'm pretty sure. Someone will quote me on that. Someone will check me on that, sorry. But yeah, very good engines. Very, very good engines.
These allow it to have a maximum speed of 260 knots, around 300 miles per hour, while its range is around 2,200 nautical miles, or 2,500 miles.
That's a lot.
About the distance between New York and Los Angeles. Its service ceiling is 12,000 meters, but this isn't where it's built to operate. Instead, the AC-130's unique selling point is its ability to fly in circles around a target, which allows it to attack for longer. Capable of pulling off this move, known as a pylon turn, for hours, its versatility comes somewhere between a larger aeroplane and a helicopter. Its weapon.
So, yeah, it basically just hovers around a certain area, sending giant missiles down. That's what it does. They're not missiles, the guns, aren't they? They're just guns, but still. In fact, yeah, it does have some missiles, I'm pretty sure.
Weaponry is mounted on the port, or left side, so that it can carry out attacks specifically in this pylon turn maneuver. Maybe unsurprisingly, although not something that our mind would go to first, is that the AC-130 is unable to fire all ammunition at once. This is simply due to the vast amount of recoil that it would suffer. With all weaponry heading to the port side, it would push the plane's direction to the starboard side, compromising its attack and pushing it out of its pylon turn. Second to this is its ability to use unprepared runways, both for takeoff and landing.
That's interesting. You notice it says that, while also the wheels are very close to the aircraft. Usually they kind of stick out a little bit. They're very close to the aircraft, the wheels on this.
Which is particularly useful not just in desolate areas, but equally in the need to quickly refuel or gather more weapons in the midst of a war.
It's like got a very, very low clearance.
Today's armament is different to what first appeared in early models. It includes miniguns, rotary cannons, autocannons, regular cannons, howitzers, and even missiles. But despite its incredible, almost unperceivable power, its days are limited. Its high signatures and low airspeeds mean that there are plenty of newer, more sophisticated models that can outperform it. With a history of more than half a century, it's unlikely that this aircraft will survive going forward. But all good things must come to an end. And while its obsolescence has not been been confirmed, nor can we put a date on it, it's not too early to celebrate its incredible achievements and the astonishing workmanship that went into creating each and every single example of the AC-130. What do you think of the AC-130? How does it compare to other military aircraft of its time?
Can we just say the fact that it's going to get replaced by something, knowing how good of an aircraft this is, just shows that the new stuff coming out is unreal. Do you know what I mean? Like, this aircraft is phenomenal, and it's getting replaced by something better. Like, that's crazy.
Or are you sad to hear that its days are limited? Let us know in the comments section below, along with your favourite topics. We may just cover them.
I think, great video, by the way. I think that, yes, it's getting replaced. I think it'll take a long time for it to get replaced, and I think it'll go through many different iterations and will be adapted for many different things before it gets completely kicked out. If I'm honest with you, I think we'll be seeing it running for a long time, as far as I'm aware. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. There'll be original link for the original video in the description. Check out DREADNOUGHT MEADERY in the description as well. The new project me and my brother are working on, where we are making, learning, and testing mead. Check it out. Other than that, I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.